Hello, everybody. This is Hazel from Top FM, and I am here at the Food for Thought event today, which is organized by Wiflo Ahmedabad. This is organized by Swati Gorodia, and right now I have a very special guest with me. How do I introduce you? Now, you wear multiple hats, Sarah. You are an author, a TV show host, you are a celebrity chef, and a lot more things. You have your own documentaries. So, this is Sarah Todd, who is also an Australia MasterChef Season 6 finalist, right, Sarah?
Yes. Hi, thank you. Such a pleasure to be here, and I'm so excited to be in Ahmedabad. I've heard it's one of the food capitals, so I've got a lot of things to try and explore while I'm here.
We are excited to know about that. Now, Sarah, firstly, you have your own restaurant in Goa. That's what I hear. You also are a consultant chef at a Mumbai restaurant, the Wine Rack, right? So, while you are here, what brings you here today, firstly, in Gujarat?
So for me, first of all, I'm here for the Fiki event, and I love being a part of any event where it's women focused, and of course celebrating food and celebrating women entrepreneurs. So I'm here for that, and of course to taste a lot of yummy delicacies.
Now, in your menus also we see that you have a lot of Indian food and Indian cuisine incorporated. Tell me one thing that amuses you about, the Indian cuisine.
For me, honestly, I love the diversity. I think in Australia, especially, we think of Indian food as butter chicken and heavy and stodgy and a little bit overwhelming to eat all the time. But when I'm here in India, there's just so much variety. It's healthy, it's light. There's just so much to explore, and I love finding out about it and taking a little bit of that back home to Australia with me as well.
Absolutely. And what is your personal favorite Indian dish if I was to ask you?
Well, because I'm here right now and I had it for breakfast, it's kakra.
Yeah, I did check your Instagram by the way, and you have a lovely, fashionable dish made out of khakra, which makes it look really glamorous. So tell me about that. What have you done to the khakra? What fusion have you made out of it?
So for me, I am all about exploring dishes that are completely vegan. When it comes to vegetarian dishes, because there's such a high percentage of vegetarians in India, I didn't want to just do dishes that are paneer and mushrooms and things like that. I wanted to be a little bit more creative. So I've made a kakra topped with a tofu aioli, baked carrots, and a pickled cauliflower. So it's a bit of a winner actually. Even non-veg people are loving it as well.
I love the way you say kakra. That makes it really. Okay, so I'm sure you have to taste a lot of food while you're, curating your dishes, and you keep experimenting with the various cuisines. How do you manage to stay all this fit and all this glam and all this looking so sizzling?
You have to ask my mum. But to be honest, I think it's all about balance. I eat everything, I try everything, and I never cut anything out of my diet. But, on most days I try and eat healthily, make, good options, choose good options when I'm eating on my day to day. But of course, you've got to eat chocolate and everything delicious.
I'm happy to hear that we don't really have to cut down on the food to kind of stay this healthy. One Indian dish, Sarah, if I was to ask you, which you would want to take back to Australia and kind of glorify it, modify it, and make it into a global dish.
Oh, that's so hard, honestly, because I'm thinking about going international with my what I call my cuisine now, which is Indo-Australian. So I take influences from India and add that little bit of an Australian twist to it. Very fresh, light, and to be honest, I have Indian nights in my home in Australia, and I create all these dishes, from pani puri to roast cauliflower with pineapple sansav to kakra, all these dishes where people just haven't heard of them internationally. So for me, the list goes on and on.
If I was to do a quick check on your knowledge about Hindi, as far as all the ingredients and everything is concerned, because you deal with a lot of, Indian food, let's do a little quick check. So if I was to ask you what is the Hindi for, let's say, turmeric?
Ooh, healthy.
Okay, I'll tell you that. Oh, you're right.
I'll tell you which ones I know. Jeera, namak, curry patta.
How about what do you call asafoetida in Hindi?
Hing.
She's beating it all. Okay, lastly, kidney beans.
Rajma.
One recipe in India which you find very similar to that in Australia. Is there anything like that?
It's got to be the tandoor and the barbecue. We have the same style of cooking where it gives that smoky charcoal kind of flavor. So I think that's it resonates with both countries.
Wonderful. And just to go on a bit of a personal front, Sarah, I know that apart from managing your personal commitments, you also are a wonderful, single parent. As far as personal life is concerned, how do you manage to balance the both?
I'm lucky. I have a lot of support around me, and people that there for me and want to assist and help me succeed as well. So that's there for sure. But again, I think it's all about balance. And when you're in the moment, you need to be present and not be thinking about a million things at once. You need to be, so when I'm there with my son, I'm there with my son. We're playing, we're having fun. I'm not thinking about work. I'm not answering my phone. When I'm at work, I answer my phone to my son, but but I'm just concentrating on that moment. And I think it's really important. Life is getting so busy. There's so many distractions, and you've got to be firm and you've got to be strong with yourself and limit things and be present.
One last question, Sarah. Is your son Phoenix also equally finicky about food when it comes to, healthy food habits, or does it, or, you being the way you are, it is easier for you to kind of convince him to eat healthy food?
He is really good, actually, I have to say. And I think for me with Phoenix, I really tried to explain to him why. So I'll say to him, if he feels like having chocolate, I'll say, fine, you can have the chocolate, but you need to realize the change in your mood after you have it. And he'll have a meltdown, no doubt, after having a chocolate binge. And I just say, look, I'm not going to get angry at you. I understand that it's the sugar talking right now. And once we get past this, maybe you'll think twice before you eat a whole packet of chocolate. And, he knows that he loves sports and he loves being outdoors. And he realizes that protein and vegetables gives him the energy to run faster and be stronger and be fitter. So it's really funny, actually. I have to tell a story. I caught him. There was this noise coming from the bedroom, and I was like, what's going on in there? And I walk in, and he's 8 years old, right? I walk in, and he's doing push-ups, and he's watching a video that said how to shred in 7 minutes without any equipment. I was like, what are you doing?
You're talking worked. You're talking about why one should be healthy worked.
I was crazy. So, he's very aware. But I let him have everything as well. I think it's important that, kids try everything and have their own palates, make up their own mind. But as long as you teach them and educate them that they need nutrients, they need energy, they need to be strong, and it's good for the mind as well.
So I think the communication is what matters. You have to be open in terms of the communication and the way you teach them things. That's been a pleasure speaking to you. One last thing that you would want to say to the listeners, maybe in Hindi or Gujarati?
मैं आपको याद दिलाना चाहती हूँ कि अपने बच्चों को शिक्षित करना.
शिक्षित करना और उन्हें healthy खाना भी सिखाना. I'm teaching you that now. Such a pleasure to speak to you, Sarah. Lovely meeting you. Thank you so much for your time.
जब सुनो टॉप सुनो.